Welcome back. We're Eliza and Shania, two long-distance best friends documenting our lives.
And on today's episode, we'll be talking about all the books we want to read in 2025.
The last time we were sat in this very spot, we had no sleep.
No sleep,
None.
readathon.
Yeah.
Oh, I just noticed the bulb under there is not working.
Oh.
That was when we were reading Queen of Shadows, wasn't it? Yeah, oh my god,
Yes,
we could
and
not
we
stop.
read an ungodly amount in that one day. But today, we're talking TBRs.
Yes.
For 2025, we've done our wrap-up. If you saw that, it's already on our channel if you want to check it out.
We're talking about, it's going to be a big reading year. I think
Yeah.
it'll be your biggest
I
yet.
think it'll definitely be my biggest. This year was like getting back into it. Well, not really even back into reading. Like, I've never been big into
Sort of
it consistently
in
for
your
a whole
adult
year.
life, like
Adult.
starting as an adult reader, maybe.
Yeah, I'll like go through a phase where I'll just like read a few books, but never consistently for a year, and I have this year, so next year will definitely be
a good one. We have so many books we're excited to read next year, so we're going to talk through them. Sorry, I'm such a chugger. This is going to be gone in like 2 seconds.
I'm a sipper. I'm the designated sipper of the relationship. Relationship, friendship.
Okay, TBR time.
Yes.
Enough yapping.
Yeah, okay.
Alright. Starting off strong, I'm forcing Eliza to put this at the top of her TBR, Six of Crows.
Yes.
And Crooked Kingdom.
Shani's nervous about me starting it because it's her favourite series of all time.
Yeah, of all time.
I'm really excited. She's nervous about me reading it straight after Throne of Glass.
Yeah. Because it's not like the level of, what's the word? ginormous, like world and like story and like content.
So much to it. Because it's only
two books.
Yeah, it's only two.
So it's not that in terms of just like huge, big, amazing series, but I just love those two books more than anything in the world. I'm thinking we're going to read those in,
you want to do your reread.
Absolutely. My like 5th reread.
Yeah, I'm also excited to just have something that's like a bit more digestible, I guess. Like,
then this like
it's not digestible, but like, just less of a commitment. Yeah, it's 2 books. Like,
it's so easy.
Yeah.
So we think when we go to the USA in February is when we're going to start reading.
Right. Yes, I forgot about that. Yeah, perfect.
So,
and then it'll always remind us of that.
It's just so completely different to Throne of Glass. Like, it's a completely different fantasy vibe, which you'll love. And it's also like multi-point of view like Throne of Glass, so there's a lot of different characters that jumps between. Yeah. But it's a bit more of like a clearer multi-point of view. Like, each chapter is each character rather than switching between characters in the same like chapters. Oh, which is like really easy to process as well. So I think you're gonna love it. I'm hoping you're gonna love it.
I really think I will. I've never seen any word against it.
Yeah, literally everyone. It's so like such a crowd favorite. So that's up high on Eliza's TBR. Next on my list is the next Swordcatcher book by Cassandra Clare. I think it was one of her first adult fantasies. The rest of hers were in like a young adult genre. But I absolutely loved the first Swordcatcher. It was on my like 2023 best book of the year. Yeah, I just loved it so much. So the next one's coming out next year, which I'll definitely be reading the second it's out. I think it was 1 point of view, maybe it was 2 actually, but all male point of views, and I liked that for something a little bit refreshing as well. Yeah, there was like literally no romance, or if there was, it was like the tiniest bit. Like, just the content itself was just so good, it didn't even need it. Yeah. And again, it was a little bit different. It's like sort of about the main character was like adopted by the royal family when he was little from an orphanage, because he looked like the prince, like the crown prince. And the point of him is to go to like big social events or big, like, you know, community things and pretend to be the crown prince, so that if anything happens to him, he gets assassinated or whatever. Yes, that's right. Then it's the sword catcher, a main character that dies, not the actual crown prince. Loved that. Excited for the next one to come out. Yes. We've just had a little change of scenery. Our SD card ran out of memory.
Filled, so if it's shifted slightly, that's
SD card's sick of our shit.
Next on my list is An Ember in the Ashes by Saba Tahir.
I read this, but I don't remember. Oh, 8 years ago, like when I started reading. Yeah, but I literally can't remember it.
Yeah, so I was doing a bit of research on like basically what can compare to Throne of Glass, give me the same kind of feeling. Even though I'm not even finished, I'm just like foreshadowing. Yeah. But a lot of people recommended this. A lot of people said they liked it better or just as much as Throne of Glass. She's basically a spy in the military. And I think her like brother gets captured or something.
I think he's arrested for treason.
Yeah, yes, that's right. And basically that's like why she becomes a spy, blah blah blah. I don't actually know that much about it. Just that it was supposed to be really good. However, then upon looking into it a bit more, it's apparently really graphic and like,
I don't remember that. I don't think
violent.
so. It couldn't be worse than what you're currently reading, I don't think.
I think it's just like a different kind.
I reckon. I feel like I'd remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I think you'd be fine.
So that's on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, unsure.
Yeah, I think you'll like it.
Yeah,
I mean,
and it's a whole big series too.
Oh,
there's
right.
like 6 books or something.
I've only read the one.
Yeah.
But I rated it 4 stars, which is like pretty good for me. So yeah, I must have liked it.
Yeah, I might give it a go.
Yeah. Another one on my TBR is the new Will of the Many is also coming out in the coming year. I spoke about that in the last video. That was one of my top reads of 2024. It's like a sci-fi fantasy. So I don't have any clue actually what the next book is going to be about.
Just that you enjoyed the
I don't actually know if anyone knows what the next book is going to be about, because I'm not sure. I haven't looked into it, but I'm not sure if like the synopsis or blurb or anything has been released yet.
Okay, that's exciting.
It's coming. So I'm so keen for that one.
Yeah, that'll be good. There's actually a couple that we both want to read. We both want to read Funny People. Who's that by? Emily
Henry. Wait, Funny People? No, it's Funny Stories.
It's Funny Stories. It's because we write Funny People because we keep calling it Funny
Story.
People.
So if that's one that's being made into the movie, that's one we want to read.
Yeah, if it's not, another one, then
that's the one we want to read. We're going to do some more research on that
later. We really don't have a lot to say on that. Like, it's just the fact that it's being made into a movie.
And we want to get to it
I miss that feeling. I haven't had that feeling since Fault in Our Stars.
Yeah, oh my god, I loved that. That was so
long ago.
Yeah, ages ago.
So yeah, there's that one.
But the issue is we're both not big romance girlies. No. So that is literally a romance book. Yeah. So I have read maybe 1 or 2 of her books before, and like I didn't love.
I haven't read anything of hers.
Person.
But people really love her stuff. So
they do. Ivana loves one specifically. Book lovers, maybe. Yeah. One of them she really loves. Yeah. And so many people do. So
yeah, they seem to be really popular.
You haven't really read just a romance.
A romance.
So I'll be interested to see what you think.
Yeah, I'll give it a go.
Yeah.
Crescent City is the other one. I am so excited for this. You said you started it?
I started it, but I really didn't give it much of a go. I maybe only read like 10% or something, and I was like, oh, I can't be bothered. But that's also because I just finished Throne of Glass, and just nothing was meeting my expectations. So I need to give it another go. Yeah.
And this is also Sarah, right?
Yeah.
It's
and
sort of like more modern.
It's a modern fantasy, and it's a multiverse that's all going to come together. So we've read like one part of it, so we really need to get onto the other parts of it.
Definitely.
Except I don't love ACOTAR, so I don't know.
And I haven't read ACOTAR. No. It's actually, I don't have it on my TBR.
Maybe. Do you want to? I think you should give the first one a go. You have it.
Yeah, I do actually have it. Yeah, I'll read the first one.
Although that's hard because if you know, you know. Like the first one is not a great like example of what it's gonna be. Like the people that you care about most aren't even really in the first one.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I've heard, and not to be that person, like if something's popular I don't care, like I want to read it even more if it's popular. Like it's not like, oh, I need to read something different, like absolutely not. But I do feel like I've just heard so much about it that I almost like know it. Yeah, you know, like it's like
very hyped. Yeah. So we'll see. But Crescent City, I think we do want to start together at some point.
Yeah, because it's not a reread for you, so we're just reacting.
We're experiencing it together.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll give it a go. You want to say hi?
You've got a very wet nose.
Next is the next. A lot of mine are next books in series that I want to read.
Yeah.
But another one is the next book in the Red Rising series, which I think will be.
Having the makeup session.
Nelly, stop. The next one is Morning Star. I'm currently in the middle of Golden Sun, so I'll be finished that soon. I'm thoroughly enjoying the series so far. Definitely fully sci-fi rather than fantasy. Yeah. And yeah, it's been good so far, so I'll definitely do another one from that series. Yeah. I'll probably try and finish the series next year if I'm honest. So it's just like the whole series will be on my TBR for next year.
Yeah. Another one that I've just remembered as well is more of the Magnolia Parks series. I don't know how many. There's 3 more books that I haven't read. I've only read the first 2. I don't know, maybe if I'll read all of them next year. I'm not sure. That might be a bit ambitious with like everything else that I want to read. Yeah. But yeah, definitely continuing on with that while it's still like fresh in my memory. Yeah. Another one that I think I saw it on someone else's TBR actually. It's called Rewitched, and it's a cozy fantasy. So it's like a very easy read. It's basically about a witch. I don't know if she's like a teenager or like a young adult, whatever, it doesn't matter. But she loses her powers or is losing her powers, and the whole book is like basically her trying to get them back, and she's got the help of all these different people, and like I think it's just a feel good, discovering herself again kind of. That sounds nice. It just sounds nice.
And the cover is beautiful. Yeah, so it's in the bookstore.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let my dog out because she's harassing Eliza.
So that I feel like is completely different to anything else that I've read, but I feel like I'm still in that phase of like discovering what genres are my favorite. So yeah, I'm excited to give that a go.
Oh, the next one, I don't know much about this at all, but I think it came up in someone else's recommended books. It's called The Ninth Reign by Jen Williams. I think it got recommended in books that are fantasy with a romantic subplot, which is what I like, when it's just like happening in the background, but it's not like the full main point of the story. I literally, honestly, know nothing about it at all, so I can't really give you much. But I have heard it's good. It's rated over 4 stars on Goodreads, so I definitely want to give that a go. It's already on my Kindle, ready to go. I hope it's good. I'm in the mood for something like a little bit of romance to hit, because nothing's hit in a while in terms of what I'm searching for in like a romantic storyline in a book. So hopefully that gives me what I want.
I also, obviously, goes without saying, I need to finish Throne of Glass, so that's next on mine. I'm currently on Empire of Storms and then the other two. So I definitely need to finish those going into 2025. Next one for me is, I've actually got it, because I've so only just remembered this, and it's been on my TBR for longer than pretty much any of these. The Silent Patient.
I loved it. Not to be like a pick-me girl, but I swear to God, I read this book so much earlier than all the hype for this book came out. So I'd just seen it in the bookstore. I used to only read crime thrillers. And I just liked the cover, I think. Like, I don't think I'd even read anything else by this person. I did not see the twist coming at all. It like really just mind-boggled me. It was not expected. It was such an easy read. I feel like I finished it so fast. And I, to this day, remember just thinking, wow, like that was so unexpected. I had such a good time reading it. So yeah,
I would love this. Maybe I'll read this after Throne of Glass, actually, because it's completely different. I'm not like directly comparing it or anything like that, but you've said the same. My sister said the same, like that it's just like this massive plot twist. I think my grandma read this and she was like, it was weird. Like perfect. So yeah, really want to read that. That's like number one. Yeah, I've just wanted to read it for so long, and I've just always read something
and that's one that you'll breeze through, because it's like those are the books,
it's just one book.
And those are the kinds of books you can't put down, because like, I need to know what's going to happen next. Like that's the whole point of the story. So I feel like you'll get really excited for that. One that I have that I also don't know much about, I sort of just like put them on my TBR without really doing a whole lot of research, but it's the new book. I think it's her newest book by Saba Tahir, so the same person that wrote An Ember in the Ashes. She's got a new one called Heir. It's rated really well on Goodreads, a 4.3. So, and I did obviously like An Ember in the Ashes, even though I can't really remember it. It's just a time thing. It was just so long ago when I read it, but I did like it. So I think it's a multi-point of view, because I'm just reading the synopsis here. It's about an orphan, an outcast, a prince, and a killer who will bring an empire to its knees. It seems like it's based in the slums. Yeah, it sounds interesting. I know it sounds a bit, like we like to say, it sounds a bit gritty.
We love that word.
It's getting gritty.
It's getting gritty.
But yeah, no, it sounds interesting. It's rated well. I've seen a few people recommend it, so definitely want to get to that at some point. And the only other one that I've got is Emily Wilde, Encyclopaedia of Faeries. I again don't really know much, but just I've seen it so many times on TikTok, on so many people's TBRs, or like their wrap-ups, like spoiler-free thing, videos, whatever. I've just seen it pop up a million times, and it's like, maybe that's just one to read. Like, by Heather Fawcett is who wrote that.
And it's written differently, I believe. I think it's written as like journal entries or something.
I started it, but literally only maybe 3 chapters or something. Then I sort of just had other stuff I wanted to read, and I put it down, but I wasn't not liking it. I think there's
a bit of like a mixed review on it anyway, because it's like some people don't like the writing style. I don't know, I've never read anything to even remotely compare.
But it's basically, I think about, she is tasked to go like research the fairies in the area, and so I think it's her journal entries.
Because she's a scientist.
It's her journal entries upon like researching the fairies in the area and whatever else. So yeah, I'd be happy to read that together too, honestly. Or a researcher, or
she's something, but something along those lines. But yeah, maybe that's another one we can.
Because I did not like it, so I just had other things to read. So definitely keen for that too. I've already got the book on my bookshelf, so why not?
By no means am I probably going to read like every single thing that I've spoken about, but this is definitely like what is on my list of things to read.
I honestly wouldn't put it past us. We might be able to.
Stay tuned for 2025 wrap up.
I'm hoping.
I'll tell you all about them.
I'm hoping most of them will be on our next year
hopefully.
Wrap up. So that's everything we're keen to read. And I don't know what we're going to start with. We'll see what the vibes are like when January
finish off Throne of Glass. That's my first.
That's what you're gonna do. Yeah, just finish them all. Okay. Yeah. I might finish Red Rising and then move on to something else. I need to stop like.
I think Silent Patient for me next.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. I need to stop like starting series and then like going to something else.
You're so guilty.
I'm so bad. I like literally have so many unfinished series. So I think that's my other goal for like reading in the new year, is just to like finish series more. Like just make myself stick to the one thing. Yeah. Completed and then move on to the next thing.
I feel like I'm too forgetful to like move on to something else. I feel like
well, that's my issue. Now I can't go back and read Ember in the Ashes unless I start from the start again because I can't remember what happened. So I need to be better with that. But that's everything I'm gonna read.
That's it. Stay tuned.
See you soon.
You will.